El Chapo is locked up for life at the Supermax prison in Colorado. And in a letter from behind bars, the billionaire drug lord seems irked about the lack of freedom being afforded to him by the Bureau of Prisons.
It's the softer side of one of history's harder criminals. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman sobbed in court Thursday after a surprise visit from his 7-year-old twin daughters.
He escaped a maximum security prison through a $50 million tunnel built under his shower, owned gold-plated guns, 3 private jets, and a pet tiger. And while he is locked up for life, his family is out there turning a drug empire into a luxury brand, complete with fashion lines, Instagram fame, and tequila merch. This isn't just about drugs. This is about dynasty. And trust me, what his sons are doing now, you have to see it to believe it.
Well, this is the tunnel that Joaquin and Chapo Guzman came out of. We're gonna go down and take a closer look. Let's go check it out, guys. Yeah, this is maybe about 20 feet, 25 feet maybe.
Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, once the world's most powerful drug lord, didn't just build an empire, he curated a kingdom. With underground tunnels, bulletproof mansions, and secret zoos, he redefined what cartel wealth looked like. And now, he sits in a Supermax cell. His family continues the legacy, only louder, flashier, and dangerously public.
The man with the towel over his head is believed to be El Chapo, being led by Mexican authorities to an airplane bound for Mexico City. After a massive operation in the town of Los Mochis early this morning, Mexican Marines captured the drug lord. He was wearing a dirty white undershirt and did not appear wounded.
But the real twist? It's not who inherited the throne. It's how they turned crime into a brand. Before the arrests, before the Netflix specials, before the name El Chapo echoed through courtrooms and newsrooms across the globe, he lived like royalty. No, scratch that. He lived like a myth wrapped in gold. Picture this. Not 1, not 2, but 3 private jets. Not chartered, owned. Each jet wasn't just transportation, it was a status symbol on wings. Plush leather recliners, golden light fixtures, and champagne chilling in silver buckets. Rumor has it, one jet even had a hidden compartment, not for weapons, but for watches. Patek Philippe, Richard Mille, Cartier. Enough to stock a boutique. And when those jets touched down, they didn't land at airports, they landed at his private strips, where convoys of bulletproof G-Wagons lined up like soldiers awaiting their king. His mansions? They weren't homes. They were fortresses fused with fantasy. One overlooked the sparkling coast of Acapulco, with 4 swimming pools, marble floors polished so smooth they reflected sunlight, and a chandelier so massive it took a crane to install. Another, buried in the jungle, was straight out of a twisted fairy tale. Wild cats roaming freely, exotic birds shrieking from imported trees, and a private zoo that made national parks look amateur. Why rent luxury when you can own the wild? But here's where it gets crazier. El Chapo didn't just buy luxury, he hosted it. Private dinners deep in the Sierra Madre, flown in on helicopters. Guests didn't just arrive, they were delivered. European-trained chefs served up 7-course feasts. Truffle risotto, Wagyu flown in from Japan, hand-rolled cigars lit with $100 bills. And outside? Fireworks lit the sky. Inside, the tequila never stopped flowing. His guards wore designer suits, and his parties felt like a cross between The Great Gatsby and Narcos on steroids. And the show didn't stop when the party ended. Even his vehicles told a story. Custom matte black SUVs lined with Kevlar, Lamborghinis with Cartel insignias etched into the leather, A Maybach so discreet it had no license plate, just a gold-plated scorpion emblem. And just when you think this must be the peak of power, he disappears, slips underground, literally. But the how and the why of that escape, what happens next will leave you speechless. And when it came time to disappear, he didn't run, he tunneled. In 2015, he escaped prison through a mile-long tunnel built right under his shower. Lights, ventilation, a motorcycle on rails. It cost $50 million and made him a legend. Again. But what most people missed was what came after the escape. Because the real story isn't about how he vanished. It's about how his family rebranded a narco empire into a pop culture brand.
El Chapo was able to orchestrate a second escape using a tunnel leading from the showers to a residential construction site a mile away. The tunnel was 33 feet deep underground, and Guzman descended down with a ladder. Down there, we had artificial light, air ducts, and high-quality construction materials. In addition, they found a motorcycle down there, which authorities believed was used to transport materials and possibly Guzman himself. Now, even though El Chapo had a ton of help from the outside to facilitate this escape, it became evident that he...
And the first person to take the throne wasn't a son, it was a queen. Emma Coronel, beauty queen turned cartel icon. During Chapo's trial, she walked in like a celebrity. Designer fits, perfect posture, no fear. And then she launched a fashion line using his image. T-shirts, hoodies, luxury accessories. Chapo's mugshot became merch. But it didn't stop there. His daughter, Alejandrina Guzman, followed up with El Chapo 701, a brand selling high-end streetwear, cologne, and tequila.
His wife, Emma Coronel, present nearly every day. The 29-year-old American-born former beauty queen told Telemundo about standing by her man.
But the true force behind the empire now? 3 men who aren't hiding. They're flexing. Ivan Archivaldo, Jesus Alfredo, and Ovidio Guzman, better known as Los Chapitos. These aren't low-key heirs. These are influencer kingpins. Ivan shows off gold guns, armored cars, and tigers on leashes. Jesus Alfredo? Think Milan Runway meets Sinaloa Ranch. Champagne towers, silk suits, luxury watches. And Ovidio, aka El Raton, he triggered a citywide war when captured in 2019 and got released hours later.
In the El Chapo trial, jurors were shown the now infamous video of El Chapo shortly after he escaped prison a second time.
But this isn't the old Cartel. This is Cartel 2.0, and it's scarier than ever. Los Chapitos didn't just keep the cartel alive, they modernized it. Logistics centers, crypto laundering, real estate portfolios from Mexico to Miami. Their packaging looks like designer perfume. Their crew includes accountants, engineers, and PR handlers. And while the empire looks shinier than ever, the streets tell a different story. Behind every flexed Rolex and Tiger selfie, there's blood. Journalists, civilians, families caught in the crossfire. Cities like Culiacan still live in fear. The myth sells, but the truth bleeds. El Chapo's in a cell, but his empire? Still flying jets, still trending, still deadly. This isn't the end. It's the rebrand. If this shocked you, you're not alone. Hit subscribe, because what we're covering next might be even darker. This is Rich and Ridiculous, where money talks, power flexes, and the truth cuts deep.